Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Greg Shapiro, and let's queer up politics. House Democrats slammed Treasury plan to erase LGBTQ worker protections. A coalition of House Democrats is raising the alarm over what they call a dangerous rollback of civil rights for queer federal employees. In a letter recently sent, Representatives Ritchie Torres of New York, Becca Balint of Vermont, Takano of California, and others warned Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent about a proposed policy change that would eliminate sexual orientation and gender identity as listed protections on the department's equal employment opportunity forms. Lawmakers say this move would not only confuse workers, but also make it harder to report discrimination. The letter said, quote, employees should not have to know EEOC or Supreme Court precedent to know that the discrimination they faced on the basis of gender identity or sexual orientation is unlawful sex discrimination that can be reported, end quote. This comes in response to President Trump's January executive order that redefines sex as a strictly binary, biological category. The order, titled Defending Women from Gender Ideology Extremism and Restoring Biological Truth to the Federal Government, instructs all agencies to erase gender identity references and only recognize male or female on official documents. That directive puts pressure on agencies, such as the Treasury, which under former Secretary Janet Yellen had pledged zero tolerance for discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identity. Now, under Bessent, a gay billionaire, the department is signaling a shift. Torres told The Advocate, quote, it's deeply troubling to see someone who has benefited from civil rights protections turn around and try to strip them from others. Secretary Bessent's move to erase sexual orientation and gender identity from EEO forms signals to LGBTQ federal employees that their government may no longer stand with them. That is a betrayal, end quote. While the court's Bostock decision still protects queer workers under Title VII, Democrats warn that the administration's push for so-called biological truth could erode those protections from within. The Treasury Department has not commented. Well, while I appreciate them for raising the alarm, I hope that there is some kind of significant action that can be taken regarding this madness. And as for the piss-elegant Miss Scott Bessent, queen of the self-loathing homosexuals, she truly is a used-up piece of flotsam. She knows they use anti-gay slurs about her when she leaves the room, right? She knows that they're calling her names. I hope. I'm calling her names.
You know, this is the part I don't understand. They're referring to it as gender identity. So if a woman, and I'm just saying, as they've listed it, binary, man, woman, if a woman has an issue because she's a woman, isn't that gender identity?
Oh, I guess they hadn't thought that through. That's true. It's about her as her gender is female, and she's being harassed. That's another form of gender identity. Ooh, let's throw it back at them. Yes,
That's right. Well, that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.